Hello gorgeous souls and welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. I am so excited for you to join me today as we are going to be talking about all things physical, spiritual and emotional decluttering, what each one is and how most importantly these can positively impact our abundance, our manifesting abilities and welcome in new energy to our life. But if you're new here, then welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. I'm an award-winning life coach, 3 times best-selling manifestation author, law of attraction YouTuber here on my channel, and I'm the host of the #1 spirituality podcast on iTunes, Spiritual Queen's Badass Podcast. And here on my channel, I cover all things law of attraction, manifestation, spirituality, and self-help. So not only do I really hope you're going to enjoy this video, but the abundance of videos here on my channel over the last 10 years. So a lot of people know about the power of decluttering, and maybe you're completely new to this altogether in terms of how decluttering your life and decluttering your space, your home, can bring in new energy and new abundance into your life. I first heard about this, years ago at this point, very early on in my spiritual journey, probably like 8 years ago now. And every sort of like spring equinox or kind of springtime, I would feel very called to declutter. And I remember very vividly having this first big declutter of my home, like the first probably declutter I'd ever done of my home. So there's a lot of stuff, as you can imagine. And I remember having one of my biggest earning months that month as soon as I'd cleared that out and manifestations came in. So I keep setting this task in my manifestation membership. We do regular declutters, especially around the turning points of the season, the equinoxes and solstices. And every single time we manifest new money, new abundance comes in. So if you are wanting a quick way to create a shift, create a change in your life and bring in new energy and abundance, you're going to want to listen to this video and you're going to want to start decluttering today. Now, decluttering is not just about minimalism. It's not me saying you should live a minimalist life and chuck all your possessions away to be spiritual. Abso-freaking-lutely not. This is literally just an exercise of going through, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So there's 3 different layers to this, not just clearing out stuff from your home. And really looking at what's not serving you anymore and what is causing or creating stuck and stagnant energy. So you can absolutely keep your things, you can absolutely keep memories and keepsakes and all those things as long as they feel good to you. So why physically, spiritually and emotionally are we decluttering? So a lot of the time people will do a physical declutter, whether they feel called to around the turning point of spring or just, randomly they're like, I just want to declutter that drawer that is really peeing me off. Or, they do something because it just becomes unmanageable. And often that's in the home, often that's in the garage, the car, the workspace, wherever. It's physical things. But actually, sometimes decluttering spiritually and emotionally can be just as impactful because we do absolutely hold on to clutter and stagnant, stuck energy, emotionally through how we feel in our subconscious mind and in our energy field, our aura field, and in our spiritual practice as well. So I want to go through with you today, because I actually don't have a video on this method that I have taught for so many years on how to spiritually, emotionally, and physically declutter your life, your home, your energy, and welcome in new abundance. So when are the best times to do this? Well, I've already mentioned the turning points of the season tend to be that real kickstart energy of wanting to do those things. For me, it always used to be the spring equinox, which happens around the 20th or 21st of March. And then I tended to feel that declutter again in autumn equinox, which is September the 20th or 21st, purely because the autumn equinox signifies the energy of letting go, of releasing. So actually that's the perfect time, if there ever was a perfect time, to declutter, especially with spring as well, because those 2 turning points of the seasons are really transitional. But I found over the years, as winter solstice comes up and summer solstice, I equally feel as called to declutter my life and my home to really bring in the new energy of that new season and welcome in the new abundance that comes with that new season. So the turning points of the season are great opportunities for doing that, but equally there's no time like the present. If you know out of those turning points of the seasons that you feel called to declutter, then trust that. Trust if you're feeling stuck, stagnant, or maybe feel like you're trying to unblock yourself or you want a shift in your life. Decluttering using one of these 3 methods is a great way to really get yourself unstuck, unblocked, and shifting into that new energy, a new season and new vibration. So if you're watching this video around those turning points of the season, then obviously that's a great reminder and opportunity to do so. But you absolutely can declutter at any time of the year and any time you feel called to or want to create a shift, create a change, or bring in new abundance into your life. So first of all, I want to go through the physical decluttering because that's probably one of the most common ways to declutter your life. And maybe you've done this before already. So physically decluttering looks like your physical world. So your home, your car, your garage, your workspace, your garden, your physical space that you are in the majority of the time. A lot of people forget their workspace in this, and a lot of people forget things like garages and gardens, and just kind of focus on the home. Now, for some people, that can feel very overwhelming to just, if I was like, go today and declutter your home, you'd probably think, oh my God, where would I even start? So you're going to have the Virgos who are going to watch this and be like, give me the decluttering task. I will achieve this in about 4 hours, Emma. Sorted. I definitely tend to be more of that kind of person as Virgo. I will just declutter the whole house. When I get into a mode, when I get into that energy, I am focused. But for some people, it's not like that. And I appreciate that not everybody is the same. It might feel overwhelming, especially if you've never decluttered before. Maybe you're someone who clings on and holds on to a lot of things. So decluttering would probably take you days to do. Now, you may want to do the whole house. I tend to do the whole house seasonally every 3 months with those turning points of the season. But equally, sometimes I'll do more specific areas and other times I'll skip over those areas because I don't feel it needs it. So I'm definitely intuitive with how I declutter. Because I do it so regularly as well, I find it gets easier and easier with each point. But if you feel overwhelmed by the thought of decluttering your home, just start off with one drawer. It's normally that drawer that we all have, even I have this. As organized and minimalist as I am, I have this drawer in our house where just everything gets chucked in there, right? It's the drawer that you don't want to face. It's just got loads of random stuff in. And even just starting off with that drawer, that cupboard that we all have is a really great way to kickstart that decluttering process. So whether there's a corner in your house that's been bugging you, whether it's a whole room that's been bugging you, maybe you just want to focus on the kids' rooms or your own room, for example, there is no right or wrong with this. Go with where you feel called to do and do it over time. Maybe you just set yourself the task over the next month, maybe each week, to just declutter a room or a half of a room. There's no race or rush to get everything done. It's what works for you, your schedule, and what energetically feels right for you as well. And you may not feel that every room needs to be decluttered or needs to, be gone through, but I think it's nice. I always love to do it, and because it reminds me of what I have as well. Clothes especially is a great one for this because I remind myself, oh, you do have that already, Emma, or you haven't worn this in a while. So actually, I love going through my things anyway, just to remind myself what I have and give love to those items that maybe have got forgotten about over the last few months as well. So in terms of how to declutter, obviously you can do the good old Marie Kondo trick from The Art of Tidying, where you hold the item for 3 seconds and see how much joy it brings you. Does it spark joy? Does it feel good? I often ask myself as well, like, how many times am I going to use this? Especially if it's clothing, I will say, how often have I worn this? Like, when was the last time I wore this? Does this represent the version of me here and now in 2024? So like, would that version of me wear this? And how many times do I think I'm going to wear this moving forward? So I will also have like a transitional wardrobe where I will put everything in like a 6-month warning pile or even like a 3-month pile. If I don't wear it in the next 6 months, then I'm not going to wear it. So I want to donate it or I want to sell it. I want to give it to someone who will make use of this item. So you can definitely use those methods. And obviously I highly encourage you to recycle, to sell things, to donate to charity. Do not just chuck these things in the bin. That is not, unless you have to, obviously, but try and be as mindful as possible of your decluttering and actually how your abundance of whatever it is, your clothes or your items, can positively impact other people by donating. Maybe you have friends or family you can give them to, by selling them. There's lots of ways that you can bring abundance to you through obviously, donating or giving those items away and obviously helping other people as well. Also, another way to look at physical decluttering is actually your life as well. So maybe there's a job that you want to declutter from your life, but you kind of need that kick up the bum to do it. Maybe it's a relationship or a friendship even that you feel is ready to be decluttered from your life. So don't underestimate the power of those, relationships or job or whatever area of your life it is. That all falls into this physical decluttering as well. Another great tip that I have for physically decluttering is also setting yourself a timer. I set myself an hour timer normally and just see how much I can get done in that hour. And then I put it down after the hour and, you know, give myself a rest or go for a walk or maybe get back to work, whatever I want to do. So at least I know I've committed to that hour and I know that I've got that hour and that space to commit to that decluttering. So there is your physical decluttering. So make sure to set yourself a task and an action from this video to go and declutter a drawer, a room, maybe the whole house, and set yourself a realistic time frame to do this in also. So what is spiritually decluttering? So spiritual decluttering can be things like your daily practice, your spiritual practice, your meditation practice, anything that you do. Maybe it's your manifestation practice, for example. And it's also looking at your energetic body, your aura field, and your energy field. So your energy and also your spiritual manifestation practice. So if you're someone who maybe doesn't do energetic protection every day, you might have collective energy in your aura field, for example, which feels like it's weighing you down, feels like it's not your own, for example. And I'm going to link a great meditation I really highly recommend doing daily if you can. It's an energy clearing and protection meditation. I do this every single day. I would never skip it because I know what it feels like to skip it. But of course, you know, you can do it as often as you can. And this just really helps to clear your energy field and clear your energetic system, your energetic body of any stuck or stagnant energy or anything that's not yours to carry, anything that's collective or anything that you've maybe absorbed when you've gone out and about. You may, if you're quite empathic, notice that maybe you go out and you're in a large crowd of people and you feel like you've just absorbed everybody's energy, or you feel like you've absorbed the heaviness or density of wherever you are. So especially if you're someone who lives in the city or you go to a lot of busy places, daily energy protection is just fantastic spiritual hygiene, but it will also help you declutter spiritually regularly on a consistent basis by committing to a meditation practice like that. And it literally takes me about a minute now in the morning to do, just in a quick little meditation. But once you get the gist of it and once you know what to do, you can do it yourself without the guided meditation and probably do it a little bit quicker as well. So a great way to spiritually declutter is by looking at things like your manifestation boxes. So looking at your vision boards, manifestation boxes, anywhere that you keep your manifestations, or your journals, your spiritual tools. Oh my gosh, journals are such a big one to declutter. I used to be someone who would like cling onto them and hold on to them out of like kind of if they were symbolic, or, you know, I have kept a few obviously from certain periods over the years, but I was keeping all of them. So even by decluttering my journals, oh my gosh, you think how many emotions and feelings and energy that go into our journals and notebooks and all the places we keep our notes from our spiritual work or healing work or manifestation work. So declutter your journals. This is your permission slip to go through your journals and let them go. Think of how much energy you are holding on to by storing those journals or notebooks. Honestly, if you are someone who hoards these, you will see a whole shift in your energy just by doing this. So you could burn them if you don't feel comfortable putting them in recycling or disposing of them, obviously normally. If you do want to burn them, obviously please be safe with that. Do it in a safe environment. But I tend to burn anything that, obviously, if I don't want to chuck it in the recycling or chuck it in the bin, if it's personal, then I will absolutely burn it if I can. And even going through your vision board is such an important one, because if you haven't gone through your manifestations or your vision boards for a long while, you've probably got some stuck and stagnant energy there as well. Maybe there's some desires that don't quite align with you anymore and you actually want to change them and manifest something different. So this is a great check-in point on those turning points of the season as well, to just make sure you still feel in alignment with your desires, they still feel in alignment with you, and that you still want to work towards that, because again, you don't want any unnecessary energy or stuck or stagnant energy on your vision boards and your manifestation boxes. So yes, declutter them, go through them, and make sure they energetically feel light and feel good for you. And even things like looking at your spiritual practice and making sure that your daily practice or manifestation practice feels uplifting and joyful for you. If it's feeling heavy, if it's feeling stagnant or stuck and it feels like a chore, then that is normally a very good indication that you need to switch up, change things up, simplify things, or try something new. Hit that reset button. So even our spiritual practices can become very stuck and stagnant, very repetitive, repetitive and start to feel like a chore. So a good spiritual declutter also means looking at your daily practices and habits and rituals and making sure they feel as good as possible for you too. And also looking at your aura and energy field. You can cleanse your energy with things like aura spray, ethically sourced sage, Palo Santo. Try and get locally sourced sage if you can, because that's not endangered. So definitely clearing your energy on a regular basis is important. Personally, I love to use aura sprays. I'll link my favorite aura sprays below for you. So aura sprays is a great way to just reset that energy, clear your energy fields, your aura field, your energetic body, and just make sure your energy is your own and have that good spiritual cleanse and declutter. And finally, emotionally decluttering. So how many emotions and the past and feelings do we hold on to? We hold on to all of it. Obviously in our subconscious mind, so we're using 5% of the time our conscious mind and 95% of the time our subconscious mind. So our subconscious mind contributes to our feelings, it contributes to our triggers, it contributes to our limiting beliefs, fears, blocks, and traumas. So this is where the biggest work is in the manifestation process, is rewiring those beliefs that maybe aren't supporting us or are, keeping us away from our desires. So emotionally decluttering is just as important as that spiritual and physical decluttering, because how often do we hold on to things? Like all of the time. We hold on to situations, we hold on to people, we hold on to the past, we hold on to feelings and emotions and experiences. And obviously some of them are good and we should hold on to the good ones, but anything that's no longer serving us, we want to declutter and release from our subconscious so we're not carrying that energetic baggage, and we create the space for new abundance, joy, happiness, and all the good things we want to feel to come in. So the inner work is looking at our inner world and looking at the inner work that is coming up. Now, you can't force the inner work to come up. As you will know with my book, Hurt, Healing, Healed, this is the ultimate book for inner work, the ultimate book for emotionally decluttering. It is Release Limiting Beliefs, Fears, and Blocks to Supercharge Your Manifestation. And it is a fantastic book that's been out a couple of years now, that has just helped so many people in releasing their limiting beliefs, fears, and blocks. And you can check out the Amazon reviews as well to see what people have achieved with it. But honestly, this is like my Bible, my go-to of the inner work. Having gone through it myself, I wrote the book of how to do just that in the manifestation process. So that book will help you with learning to emotionally declutter and with that releasing work of identifying the blocks, identifying the beliefs, and releasing those with the tools inside the book. But essentially, you can't force the inner work to come up. It will come up when it's ready. You can't force it to. So if nothing's coming up for you right now, then you probably don't need to emotionally declutter. But if you are feeling emotionally charged and maybe triggered, and you know that there's some things that you're ready to release and maybe some things that are holding you back, then that is a clear, sure sign that there is some inner work to be done, and that emotionally decluttering could really help you in this season of your life to open up the way for all the abundance that you do want to manifest in your life. And a great tool that I love to use for emotionally decluttering is EFT tapping. Emotional freedom technique is something that I have loved for about 8 years now of my spiritual journey. And I loved it so much that I qualified in it probably about 6 years ago now, 7 years. It instantly releases our stuck and stagnant energy from our body. So all over our physical body, we have around, I think it's like 90,000 meridian points. It's a lot. These energetic centers all across our body, which store energy. So when we don't move, and the great example of this is if you're feeling funky or down and you just lie on the sofa all day, you're going to feel even worse probably afterwards. Whereas when you move your body, go for a walk, exercise, just even like shake your body, you feel that energy release and move through you. And this is what EFT does. So essentially energy and emotions become trapped in our meridian points, and we can quite literally tap those meridian points to release that stuck and stagnant energy. So EFT, and a great channel I recommend is Brad Yates for this here on YouTube, is a great way to release and emotionally declutter any intense emotions or feelings that are coming up. Also, the book Hurt, Healing, Healed is a great book to use to help you to do the cognitive side of this work, and identifying what blocks and beliefs are coming up for you. And also, once again, looking at your relationships, looking at what's serving you in your life, and anything that's maybe holding you back or feeling dense, feeling heavy, or even just emotionally charging you and feeling heavy. So there you have it. That is how you can emotionally, spiritually, and physically declutter, and why all three are really important when we are looking at creating shift, change, and space in our life to welcome a new abundance, new opportunities, and new energy into our life. Because I always describe it like this. Imagine if you had a cluttered living room and you'd seen a lamp in a shop that you really wanted to buy, but you can't see the floor in your living room. You're walking around and there's clutter everywhere. Where the heck are you going to put that lamp? Maybe you've already got a lamp already. There's just no space to bring that beautiful new lamp into your life. But when you declutter and you create the space and maybe get rid of an old lamp that's no longer working, or create some space for that lamp, guess what? You're going to be able to buy it and enjoy it in your home. And manifestation works exactly the same. If you have a cluttered energy field and a cluttered energy as a whole, then how can you expect your manifestations to manifest into your life when there is physically no room? Same thing with emotional clutter. How can you expect to manifest that relationship you really, really want if you are feeling cluttered and stuck and stagnant emotionally? And the same with, the energetics of manifesting. How can you expect to manifest that new abundance into your life if your energy field and that your energetic and spiritual being is cluttered? So it always blows my mind what abundance does come in when I declutter all three areas of my life. And I'd love to hear what manifests for you as you try this. So please let me know if you've decluttered before, what's happened for you. Have you manifested anything? Share in the comments. I'm sure everybody watching would love to read what you have manifested or what's happened for you as you've let go emotionally, spiritually, or physically. And please let me know what you are going to try from this video. What are you going to commit to this week in decluttering? Even if you're watching this and it's not a turning point of the season, it doesn't matter. You can do this at any point. So do you feel called to emotionally, spiritually, or physically declutter? And how are you going to do that this week? Let me know in the comments. But thank you so much, gorgeous souls, for watching. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget you can leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all. And don't forget you can also join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls, where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you have the most incredible week, whatever you're up to, and I will see you all in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love.